Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so I think from that video, we also have give some hint to what we have presented today. So let's change to. Okay, so once again, I introduce myself. My name is Kenny Ye. So I'm the manager director of UCWeb India. So I'm running this office for almost 4 years. So right now, I'm also taking part of the other emerging markets, for example, Indonesia, Russia, and other new emerging markets. So it's my honor to be here to share some ideas to how to help the developer and the local player to acquire the users and monetize. So before my presentation, I want to have a very small survey. So how many people are coming from the affiliate and the advertising network? Okay. So how many people are coming from the app developer and service provider? Okay, so what's the others? Okay, the other is the mobile internet infrastructure. So because right now, India is the hottest field for mobile internet. Yeah, because the rapid growth of the mobile internet user. So everyone are interested in what we can get and what we can build in this industry. Okay, so before my presentation, I want to share one interesting story. So everyone can see this is a traditional Indian ladies wear a very beautiful sari. So this is one photo taken by one of our friends. After that, he sent it to us. We look at that sari. We found that few famous application logo on the sari. So actually, it's a UC browser. The logo, the mascot of the scroll, one of that. So we find that he's also, this photo is very good, so he's using his phone. Maybe he's a very active mobile internet user. So that's why he wear this sari. So this is very exciting to see these photos by our friends because it's recognized, you know, by the normal and users on the streets. So that's why we give us more confidence that, okay, we became more local in this market. So, and yeah, before that, we also introduced some of the audience maybe don't know about our history. So UCWeb is the company set up at 2004. So we focus on the mobile internet business for more than 10 years, and especially for the mobile browser. Last year, we are merged into the Alibaba Group. So right now, we are one of the business group focused on the mobile business unit. And so today, so why we are here and why the audience are interested in this event. So because we want to see how we can get these opportunities in this mobile internet industry. So we can see that a lot of challenging for in this market. The first thing is the budget fund and also the level condition. So we know that there will be a huge potential user growth in the near future, but still the smartphone penetration still very not so high. And also, most of the phones are below I think the $100. So it's not very, it's a smartphone, but it's not very, have a very good hardware capability. So most of the phone can install very limited application. So we have some survey with the users that he usually install one new application, but he will uninstall it because he don't have enough space for all the application. So he also have some problem with why a lot of promotion for different applications he uses. So that's why the browser can help them, because they don't need to install all the application. They just get the service as they want once they have the browser. Yeah. The second thing is about the discovery of the app and application. So right now there are more than 1 million applications on Google Play. So for the user, especially for the new user, how they get they want from the Google Play, it's very difficult. So that's why there's a lot of player can helping the users to discover the application, and we are also one of the key players. The third one is the user acquisition. We know that every player wants to grow their user base. They are chasing the user, new user, and how to get this is also very difficult, because the user base, the total users pool is very high, more than 100 million. So how to get their targeting audience? So this is also one challenge for them. And then final ones. So this is a very these questions are also asked by a lot of audience few years back. So what is the business model for your business and for your product? So I think right now, not everyone asking this question, but everyone care about how they monetize, how they support their business to grow for the next stage. So this is few challenges facing by our developers. So, and based on this understanding, so we launched our open platforms last year. So focus on that different player in the market, content and service provider, affiliate, developer, some agency, and network. So what's what is the components of the user interface platform? We have a few of our products. First is the UC browser, and we'll have a more detailed later slides. And the 9 apps, 9 game is the application and game distribution platform. And also we have the UC Union, it's about the mobile traffic platform. So we already launched this last year. So how we grow, how we benefit to the developers, I will give you more details. And today we announced the 2.0. So why we call it 2.0? It's an upgrade. So the first thing that let's talk about the mobile browser. So today, I have two important figures to announce in this stage, because this is the very latest the figures. The first one is in terms of global, we reached 16.82% in terms of the market share, according to the state counters figures, that we already became the #2 mobile browser in the world. We just exist Safari just after Chrome. It's difficult to get close to Chrome because it's default browser for all the Android phone. But we already reached a certain milestone. We have become the #2 just after Chrome. So this is a very, very key milestone. But what is benefits to the Indian users? So the next figure is also very remarkable. So we got 51.98% of a market share in India. So that means 1 of every 2 clicks from the browser, from the mobile browser, are from UC browser. So if we are working with a UC browser, this platform, you can touch this kind of user base in India. So, and during the growing change, we are still getting the very rapid growth, even every 1 percentage point every month. So we think that this is a huge user base platform for all the developers. So in terms of worldwide, so we also get the #1 in these 3 major and the most popular markets, the China, India, and Indonesia. There are more than 2.8 billion population in these 3 countries, and almost account for 1/3 of the worldwide population. So we already reached around 50% in this 3 markets. So that is a very remarkable milestone for us. So by doing this, we can help our developer and our partners to grow in these 3 countries. So, so this is some feature I don't want to go through, and this is because this is towards the users, because how we get to more users in this market, how we get this market share, we have support the fast and smart. This is very important, and also we provide is the content aggregator, for the users. And also we provide all-in-one web services. So this is the benefit to the users. So how we get this, for the developer? Because the developer and the service content provider, they also consider about how to deliver their content and service to the user. So this is a good platform to delivery. And below I'm showing some cases. So this is very famous cases, and I also mentioned a lot because this is one of the typical, localized service we provide in India only. Is we integrate we integrate the cricket information into our browser. For example, we have the live score, we have the news, we have the video, and if you have installed UC browser, and when you pull down the notification panel, you can see the live score notification there. So, and we have some survey with some students when they are when they have classes, they want to get some latest live score before they need to, type something into the type URL, from the browser or from other application. Right now, they just pull down the notification bar, get the live score, and going back to the class. So this is very convenient, innovation solution for them. And also from the latest version, we also integrate the car system, which put the content on top layer. So the user can very easily to discover the application, the content and the services. So it's also easy for the content and service provider to deliver their content service to the users. And second case is we also integrate the local services. And for example, some chain status checking, because a lot of users will want to book their chain tickets, and they order some movie tickets. They also have ordered some food. So we combine all these local services into the platform. So they don't need a lot of application, And the final one that we also integrate with the key player in this market. This is just one example and one vertical domain, for example, e-commerce and then classify. So we cooperate with all the major player in this market, so they can engage with the users in this platform. So this is one of the key cases for that. So after that, I think most of them are familiar with the browser, but maybe some of you are not very familiar with how the other component, for example, 9 apps and user union to help the developer. So, and following the stage, I will want to introduce my colleague, Ibrahim, the head of the 9 apps in India, to introduce how the 9 apps can help you to grow your business.
Am I audible? Okay. Thank you, Kenny, and good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. So today I would be talking about 9 apps and introduce what is 9 apps and what have we been doing in India till now. So 9 apps is one of the largest third-party Android app stores in the world, and 9 Game is our mobile game publishing arm where we help developers and new talent to engage and acquire users. How has the run been till now? So these are very exciting statistics that I have to share. We have crossed 140 million monthly active users, while we deliver over and above 18 million downloads every day. And we support 7 languages, and we are very clear that we want to support the emerging markets, and India being the largest and the most predominant market for us. One thing we always make sure that even though we are a global company, we always try to have local content. So even when I talk about what we have been doing till now, you'll see two keywords which will be local and relevant. Moving forward. So this is the trend which shows up from Google Trends for the last 12 months when we compared two keywords, which is 9 apps and Google Play. Now, why we see this? And this has been an exciting thing to share. If you talk to any person from other markets, they always describe the internet industry in India by one crazy keyword, and it's crazy. Because it is very difficult for them to realize that India prefers price over quality and size over content in terms of consumption. And that is why when we built 9 apps, we made sure that we curate the content in order to show them what is relevant to that market and what is relevant in terms of size as well. And we have seen considerable results in terms of what was not working before and how it has suddenly started working with us. And that is why you see why 9 apps is so popular when we see the Google Trend search. Okay. Now, there is a report which says that 83% of the apps on an app store are invisible to the user. How many of you agree with me on that? Yes, you have to, otherwise this industry wouldn't exist. All of you are trying to make that apps visible to the users, and that is why they're right now invisible. So what we've done is we've helped hundreds and thousands of brands and apps and games to engage with the right kind of users and increase and help them monetize better. The case studies that you see here are some of the ones that have worked very well with us in terms of not only e-com, but entertainment, games, apps, and we wish to see a lot more coming here soon. Okay. Now, monetization is the main concern for any app developer, a game developer, or even an e-com giant. So, and India has traditionally been known to not pay. But recently, in the last 2 years, that has changed considerably, where people have started paying, though it's through cash on delivery, but still. So, what we saw is the problem that India faces is not in terms of the intent to pay, but it is the last mile where they do not have the means. I mean, even though a lot of us sitting here would have credit cards, but how many of you usually use that credit card to pay or make purchases through a Google App Store or any other Apple Store? So, okay, not quite exciting, right? Yes. So that's why we tied up with we know that 95% of India still uses a prepaid phone. And that is why we went to the basics and we integrated with all the top telecom operators. So today, if a person is playing a Teen Patti or he wants to consume some kind of news content, he does not have to put in his credit card. He can just do that very seamlessly just by pressing a button on his phone. Now, as India makes the digital revolution and as we move forward, we also made sure that people have the ability to pay through digital wallets. And that is why we went ahead and integrated Paytm. So here we are not only telling people to or making it easy for people to pay, but at the same time, people who are already spending on other e-com portals or spending on their Uber, taxis or the railways to book tickets, we are moving them to even spend on content, which is a big change. The second thing which has been because most of the people who build apps or games in India, the main way of monetizing those games has always been ads. And we don't want to leave that out. And that is why we've also gone ahead and built a mediation platform where we've selected very locally relevant ad networks, which are Google, Facebook. We have our own UC ads to make sure that for every publisher or every content provider, we make sure that he makes the best revenues out of his content. Now, followed by case studies. So, if you look at each of these case studies, there is a different story in them. So, I'll start with the first one, Leo Privacy Guard. So, this company is less than 2 years old, and we have helped them acquire over 45 million users. Now, if you know what 45 million users, the scale it can be, it is enough to make and break a company. Okay, 45 million users can be what a company may achieve in its entire lifetime. And we are still providing them with exciting results. Teen Patti. I think this has, Teen Patti is one game which has changed the entire gaming industry, at least in the last 1 or 2 years. So people who say that India does not pay or is not a paying market, only through our telecom billing, which has very low price points starting from just 3 rupees till 150, we have made sure that they've earned more than $100,000. So that is also a case in its own. Now about 9Games. 9Game is a game publishing brand where we help indie developers or people who are just starting out, if they have a good quality game, to reach the top charts. So we published one such game which is called Hanuman Hero Run. And see, again, the keywords local and relevant, because this is one of the most locally relevant games for this market. And when we released it, and it still is trending among the top sections on Google Play. The top free, top new free, you name the chart and we are trending there. And last but not the least, First Run. Now, how many of you have heard of First Run? Okay, one. Great. So First Run is a fitness application and they just launched, and they say that this app is more relevant to the Indian audience because Indians are not used to running. Okay, we are rushing but we are not running. So they launched this app and they said that we just want Indians to start or run the first 5,000 steps. So we did something very interesting with them. So this is a company where Gul Panag is one of the founders. So we ran a contest on our social channels where we say that, okay, you and your partner, you just click some pictures while you're running and you send it to us, and we will give out some kind of gratification to them. And the results that we saw were astounding. But more importantly, what I'm trying to say here is, for a brand or for an app, we are not just stopping at giving an install. We are helping them with engaging that user and even gratifying that user. Okay, I'll just show you a video that we did for this. That is not what she said, but you get it. So here, I'll just tell you what she says. So this was a video which she did for 9apps and the First Run contest that we ran. And when we compared the results after this, the hashtag that we used was running partners, which was trending on Twitter in India. We had thousands of likes and tweets on Facebook and Twitter. And the most important thing was we were giving them at least 7 to 10 times more downloads versus Google Play and 4 times more DAUs. And I don't even want to get to downloads, but DAUs is something which an app or a game or any other metric is more important for users. So with that, I would like to end my talk, and I would like to call upon my colleague, Arthur, and he will help you understand how is UC Union helping developers and affiliates to monetize and acquire more users. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. It was a long speech today, and I think many of you are very hungry and tired. So I'm gonna just share some stories and tell you how everything happened and how you can continue to do some amazing things with us. Okay? So the title now is how. We want to give all these experiences, all the traffic we have, all the budget, you know, since we are part of Alibaba Group, the budget is enormous big. All this, everything, how we can share it to you? How you can reach this? How you can be someday like us? Okay, so all of my dear colleagues have introduced how strong we are, what kind of position we have in India, and what you can gain from us. So let's start to tell you how. Okay, so please let me to introduce myself. Okay, I'm Arthur Lee. I'm now working in the headquarters in Guangzhou in China, and I'm in charge of the user acquisition and the monetization and traffic operation. Okay, and also the leader of UC Uni. I have a dedicated R&D team to build the system and to work for everyone. Okay, here's the story. You know, we started the overseas business since 2011, and that's why we built the India office. It's quite a long time ago. At that time, you know, we just have for us, it's like having fun of the English version to try whether it works outside China, because that time we are already one of the biggest mobile internet company in China. So we see that time, because it's from my perspective, maybe you have your own perspective. So we see that time, in 2011, the whole India internet is not actually an industry. It was, who were our partner at that time? It was some university students, undergraduates, who tried to learn some coding, basically HTML, basically website, and we need content, because all of our products are entry level. Browser, app store, we need content. So we help them to develop this website. They gather all the information from from everywhere. So we put them on a navigation on a top site, and then fulfill our content. So this is how we start, from the traffic exchange. And at that time, this is what our user growth line. So from that time, we start to grow a little bit faster than before. Okay? But after 1 year, we see in 2012, all these mobile networks emerged. The big company like Google, they also emerged to mobile industry, mobile ad. We see the mobile industry, and after 1 or 2 years, all these students are graduating. They have to start their own company, or they have to find a job. Those who find a job, of course, maybe they could shut down their site. And those, I see most, not most, maybe over 1/3 or half who work with us before they started their own company. Maybe some of you here today are once our partners. Okay, and of course, in 2012, we see the big potential of the Indian market and see the good, how our product perform here. So we start to actually have a big steady budget to pay for the traffic. And that is one of the first time for app to cash traffic for partners. And until now, we made one of the most experienced user acquisition company in the world. Start from that time, from day one to now, we have almost nearly 2 billion downloads since that time. Okay, and after 2013, since some of the function of our own product, we start to monetize in the browser to help our partners, especially for those webmasters. At that time, people still using mostly websites. And at the end of the year, and all the smartphone rises at the end of 2013. App developers, a lot of our partners from the webmasters, now they transform them into developers. Okay, and in 2014, we also find ourselves the Android focused. And the second half of this year, we opened all our platform and traffic to all the partners. I think some of you may remember last year in GMIC, we announced the open platform for all of you to can enjoy our traffic, enjoy our budget. And of course, this year, you can see we still double our users at this certain rate, like just Kenny said, at this certain rate, we still double our users every year. Okay, so of course, all these things now you can enjoy. We open this to all of advertisers. Our own inventory, over 100 million daily users, and over 20 million downloads per day. As long as our legacy channels, which we used our partner network to promote our own product, and as well as to use our own as SDK. Now our daily new users acquisition for all our partners, including our own product, is over 2 million new installs per day. And we have lots of partners worldwide, because now combining with Alibaba Group and UC Web, all the mobile international business are here. And also we have over 50 billion exclusive from our own user, the ad impressions, which we're gonna do in RPD form. And of course, not only the others, for all the affiliates networks here, I think maybe over half or 70% have already run our campaign. We have exclusive campaigns which are our own product from Alibaba Group, AliExpress, from UC Browser and UC Browser Mini, and now have long-term, steady, never stop. And with all kinds of APK and Google Play link, we can support all kinds of things. And also, not only our own products, but also the strategic partners we formed alliance with in India, in China. You can also run them. And we run them without any commission. Because, it's not our duty to run a network. We are a product-based company. So we want to build a partner network not to make profit, but also to share all the information, to break all the ices from information. That is what internet was born to do. So we want to break all this information and to share every information we have to you and to drive the campaign with you. And this part is totally free. Of course, we support monthly payment, which is a basic, but even a weekly payment. We have weekly payment for a lot of cases, and with net 30 or net 15 to do the payment. Like every month, before the 10th, usually before the 10th of next month, you will get the pay. And of course, if you have strong confidence in yourself and you see your traffic is good and your traffic is big, we can do a prepayment trial. And if it's long term for some media buyers, for example, you need to to charge Google Play or to charge some platforms, we can also long term do prepayment. Of course, all this not only on speech, it's all on the platform. It's a transparent and trustworthy and very, policy is very open. Everything is on the website. You can just see it. Okay, so not only the advertisers and affiliate part, channel part, and also we are, since we are entry-level product, we want to grow together with the local industry. We are not a content, we are not a service, but we provide we are a utility, right? We provide the user for the internet a chance to reach the internet. Of course, we have to rely on local developers, local content providers, local services. So we transform ourselves from a pure utility, like a browser, a store, into the service. Now you can see the cricket, and you can see train tickets. You can see a lot of apps, local things. You can see even big stars are working with us. And after this step, we're gonna teach the users what to do, because users get used to it. This part is getting users. This part is to lay down, to retain the users, and then to teach the users to make them to make them more reliable on a product and to tell them what to do. And so your content can be, leaded by the product, by our product manager where to put them, and then users will just the traffic will go to your content. Okay? So this is what we offer to all the developers and webmasters. Of course, to get traffic is what you want. Every single developers and webmasters, I believe the most important for you is the users, right? So of course, we provide users to you. That is what we be here for. And we can do traffic exchange, unless instead of traditionally just you put the app and we give you the PV, and now you can do a lot of variety things of the traffic exchange. For example, you implement our SDK, we can give you free traffic. You can also do some use our mediation program, for even you monetize from Google, we can also give you traffic. So what we need is to gather all the information and to share everything. And also, like Abraham have said, the apps is always open for all the developers. We can list your app, we can run and publish, we can help you to monetize, we can use the payment solution for all of you. Now we are even working to make payment solution for all the webmasters for the SP services. Okay. Now that's just why we are working with us. So we have 100%. The first 100% is what we said. It's 100% revenue share. We don't use profit this time. We have a big inventory of our own. We make money from our own inventory, and all the networks are free for everyone. And a second 100% is our fill rate is certainly 100%, because Google may sell their advertisers, Facebook do, but we have our own advertiser. We ourselves is advertiser with tens of millions, even $100 million per year for the budget. So all this, ads who cannot find the right person, we find the right person, because our product suits for everyone, right? It's like a browser. Everyone needs a browser. Everybody needs the app store. So if it's not so targeting, we will fill it. And of course, all this we have the offer walls, banners, interstitial, all these kind of things, app forms we all support. Of course, you can also get the link and just materials or creatives to just run our campaign. And of course, we have the very professional services which we one-on-one. Each of you, which will be our partner, we will have a dedicated account manager for you. Stand by. Maybe a lot of them are beautiful girls. You can see in the brochure, huh? And handsome boys, beautiful girls who are rare and ready to answer all your questions and to give you all this information you need. Beside the pretty boys and girls, we also have a dedicated team, just as I mentioned, to work a dedicated API for you or modify SDK just for your app. Also about the platform and the reliable data, later you will log on this 3w.uc-union.com, you will find everything. Okay, that is. Thank you, and please invite Kenny back to the stage. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so because we have, I think we have filled more content. So, but after that, I want to give some takeaway for all of you. So, what we provide, and from this UC Open platform, we have 3 keywords. First, it's acquire. So this is because we already have the huge user base, and this is a good platform to acquire the users to help you to reach, all the potential users in India. So the second thing is everyone is concerned is about the monetize. So we have provided some solution in-app purchase and ads, and ESO we can combine. Yeah, so it's very flexible. Even you can use your own monetization way, but just acquire the users to get more revenue from this from the product. So the last word is synergize. So not very many platform can provide this synergize capability. Why? Because they must have their own indirectory. They must have their very large user base application, and they also need to have their solutions to monetize. So UC Open Platform is one of these platform have this power and capability to help the synergy, the whole life circle for the users, from the acquisition, from the monetization, from the engagement, whatever on the web and on the application. So this is some takeaway. So as we do for a long time, we already partner with a lot of player in this market. So on one hand, as I mentioned, that we have the user engagement with this service and the content provided from our partner. So on the other hand, we also helping our partner to grow their business. So this is very healthy ecosystem. We insist to do this platform and building this ecosystem from day one. So we also want to go deeper into this market to helping all of you to grow your business. So thank you. So this is some of the contact, but I think it's better to you come to us to have a more detailed discussion. So, and finally, there's still one very exciting moment for the host. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kenny. Well, I'm going to take that clicker from you as well, because and the clicker. I have the mic, so I'm going to take the clicker. Well, okay. So as you can see, well, the presentation actually ended with this question. It says, "Who is UC Browser's brand ambassador?" As we had promised to you, we do have a giveaway contest. It's a very exciting one. Back in the morning, all I told you is keep your mobiles in the silent mode. It'll still be in silent mode, but what you have to do is actually message this to the number. So you can take out your mobile phones now. We can make it a little active. Keep it in silent mode, but you got to message who's UC Browser's brand ambassador to this number. And we'll immediately find out a winner. So whoever comes like the fastest message on this mobile number, and hopefully right, then you get a beautiful prize as well. Okay, I'm getting some very, very weird answers over here. I'm not going to read them on the mic. Should I read them out? No. Okay. All right, so let's see, okay. We managed to get one answer. We have 2 prizes, right? I believe we have 2 prizes. So, well, let's go for one more. Let's keep those answers coming. Let's increase the traffic right now this morning. All right, so we've got 2 people who managed to get the answer right already. Superb. I'm going to request even Mr. Kenny to come on stage because, so you're going to be handing over the prizes. The answers are still pouring in, but we're going to take the fastest answers. So for those who want to know, well, we had some options. People wrote answers like Farhan Akhtar and Jack Ma and Poonam Pandey as well. I said, we are thinking, but the answer is, da-da-da, Yuvraj Singh it is. So, all right, so let's find out who managed to send Yuvraj Singh's name first up to me in this mobile number. It has to be, I'm not going to read out the entire number because we don't want people to think otherwise. Okay, we have somebody with 4744. The last 4 digits of his or her mobile number is 4744. Who is it? Sir, madam? 4744. So is that you, sir, who's walking down? Arey, so yaar, ekdam, come like as though you just won a prize. Okay, let's have a round of applause for the gentleman with 4744. I'm yet to find out his name. Vipin. All right, so we have Mr. Vipin over here. And meanwhile, I'll also announce the next winner who managed to also answer, Yuvraj Singh. It has to be 1010. The last 4 digits of his number is 1010. We have 2 people with that. Wait, Thamba, let's find out which one would it be. It's got to be 161010. That's him. I just wish that was your number, sir. But congratulations. Can we have a round of applause for the gentleman here? And so your name would be? Vipin and Vinay. Vinay it is. All right, so Vipin and Vinay, hearty congratulations.
You both are the fans for cricket, yeah? You use this, huh? Okay, so this is actually the signed by the UE. So yeah, so I think it's very good gift. Okay. Second one. Thank you. Okay.